like what would you say your main tools are? And they're like, what is
Right.
that? And it's like, why would I want you on my team? And a lot of the times they say, well, I'm a good kid, I have
Yeah.
good grades, I give good effort, and it's like all that stuff is good, but
Yeah.
at the end of the day,
You need a tool.
yeah, but they need you to help them win. What's up, my dog? Appreciate you coming
What's
on.
happening? Appreciate you for having me.
Yes, sir. All right. So this is Tevin Tucker. He is with the Colorado Rockies right now, and we'll dive into it. So talk to me a little bit about going back to college and how you got recruited from high school. What was the
So
process of that?
it was a definitely a fun process. It was something that I played with the Virginia Cardinals,
Mm-hmm.
and we played at a lot of colleges campus. So, um, playing on those college campuses, I was able to kind of be in front of the coaches like from jump, like as soon as we played. So, I think it was my sophomore year,
Mm-hmm.
and we had played at Old Dominion and ODU and JMU. They were kind of my first interest. So and my high school coach, he was had good connections with those
Yeah.
coaches as well. And I had played out there, and I think it was before my high school season. My coach was like, "Hey, they're interested in you." I was like, "Okay." So that summer I played there, played at ODU, got an offer, and then I think we went and had a showcase at JMU or something like that, and my coach told me that they offered me as well. So it
Then
was
we'll let
something
it start.
that was fun. But those two is where it started at for me and stuff. So
What do you think? I guess some of the tools that stood out to these colleges, like what were?
I would definitely say a lot of schools like my leadership of playing out there,
Mm-hmm.
playing the middle infield shortstop. You got to be a leader. A
Yeah.
lot of them like my glove work, I would say, and how I get on base and stuff like that. So just different traits that I feel like are my strengths of just leadership, defense, and getting on base and stuff like that, which really helped. So
Yeah.
it really got to a point where like in my junior year, where I was getting coaches coming in to watching us play and stuff like that, and it was like I was helping other guys out by having different colleges come, and then I wasn't gonna commit. I was just kind of, wait
Yeah.
to actually let my teammates be seen a little bit. So I
Gotcha.
was able to kind of be in that situation where like college coaches like me and different ones came, so they got to see my teammates and stuff too.
For sure. For sure. What would you I guess say like so my main tool that I didn't know at the time, like in high school,
hmm
that like for me, my main tool was my arm. Like I just threw hard.
hmm
And so what would you say like your main tool was?
My glove,
Okay. And you were decently fast.
decently is
No, what
crazy.
did you run in a 60 though?
What, in high school?
Yeah.
Probably like 6'7".
6'7"?
Yeah,
I think I was like a 6'4", but that's good.
cap.
No, I just think that a lot of people don't understand how I always ask the kids like what would you say your main tools are? And they're like, what is
Right.
that? And it's like, why would I want you on my team? And a lot of the times they say, well, I'm a good kid, I have good
Yeah.
grades, I give good effort. And it's like, all that stuff is good. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day,
You need a tool.
yeah, but they need you to help them win.
Yeah.
So, so your three schools, was it mainly three schools? ODU, JMU?
That was just a start.
Okay.
So
So I'm talking about like, so what did it narrow down to? I'm sure you had a lot of interest from them because colleges, they talk to each
so
other.
my top three that I guess I narrowed it down to once it got close to really making a decision was NC State was number one, um, West Virginia was number two, and then um, probably that I got an offer from was probably Lipscomb University
Okay.
out in Tennessee.
Okay.
So those are my top three. But schools that I wanted to go to, just wanted to go to as dream school was Louisville, Clemson, or
I know you want to go to Louisville.
them two right there.
Yeah.
Those are the top two that I really kind of wanted to go to. So
What made you, I guess, choose West Virginia? Because a lot of people just they want to go to these big time schools, and
right,
which is good.
yeah,
But then they're like, okay, I gotta come back to reality.
right, yeah,
And then Like, was it the campus? Was it the coaches? You know, like they
Yeah,
need
yeah.
you need to feel comfortable.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. I think for me it was kind of a unique situation.
Hmm.
So, not even talking about West Virginia, I went on my visit to NC State. They offered me. I loved it. Like, it was a small campus. My parents loved it. My dad loved it because they was like, you get so much gear. He was like, oh, you gonna get gear too, Mr. Tucker? So he was, he was loving it. So anyway, we was going back, like driving back, and I was like, I think I'm gonna commit there. So my parents like, I love it, like, da da da, like it's good. So I was like, all right. So when I went to call them, like they wasn't answering and stuff like that. So like
Hmm.
things kind of fell through after like two weeks or so. And I had called him and the coach answered. He was like, hey, like we committed another shortstop. Like basically the money we offered you, like we don't have it no more. You can get, his remains or whatnot. So I was like, I'm good, respectfully. Like, nah, I know I'm better than that, whatever. So
Yeah,
that night, it was funny. I was in the cage and I like called my dad and like, I wouldn't say I was ready to cry, but I was very upset because it was like I wanted to go to that school. I thought that
got
was a
it.
school. So my dad was like, hey, like, just stay confident. Like, God got you. Like, you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Who else was interested in you, gave you offers, like, call them. So, first big school that I could think of was West Virginia because
Yep.
I wanted to go to a big school and play. And I knew I could go to a
Right.
big school and play. So, I called West Virginia and he was like, yeah, we've committed some guys, but like, you're definitely still on our top list and set up a visit and everything. So, I set up a visit with them to go out there. And I went out there probably that next weekend or so.
Hmm.
As soon as we got there, like it was love. As soon as we got out the car, like all the coaches met us out there in the parking lot. It was a
Yeah,
ton of love. Like it felt like I was already a part of their family. You know what I'm saying?
you needed
So
that though.
yeah, I did. Cause like I didn't know what to expect going to West Virginia. I
Yeah.
was like, I'm up in these mountains. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Right.
So it was love. I went on the campus and I was like, wow, this is because I didn't want to go to a country school.
Right.
So I
Yeah,
was
I
like,
feel
when I
that.
got on the campus, I was like, this actually ain't as bad as I thought it was. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? It was like it's like a little city, like its own
Yep.
little city.
Yep.
So
Little town.
yeah, we went around there and I was just looking at everything and I was like, man, like this is nice. And
Felt
then
good.
my parents, we went to the hotel that night and they was like I feel safe with you coming here. Like
Really?
I feel safe handing my kid off to these
Yeah.
coaches. So
That's
that
big.
next morning we met in the theater and like he was like, are you ready to become a mountaineer? And I was like, yeah. And then I was like, I guess I committed with that.
Yeah.
So, and it was just me and my dad. My mom, she was at home, well, at the hotel asleep. And I went back and I was like, Mom, I just committed. So that's how it
She's
happened.
like, what? Okay. Yeah, that's sweet.
Yeah, it
That's a
was
big
pretty
time
dope.
school though. So the competition was pretty
Yeah,
legit.
yeah, because they're in the Big 12. So it was,
Yeah.
you got Texas, Texas Tech, Kansas, Kansas State, Baylor. Um,
You got a bunch of teams.
a bunch of, yeah, I think I may
Y'all
be
were,
missing a couple, but a bunch of good schools. They expanded now, but that's
yeah.
when I played. That was the Big 12. But
So what year did you when was that 2014?
what?
When you were a freshman there?
2018 or
My bad.
2019.
My bad. I forgot you
2018,
were
19.
young buck. My bad.
Yeah, nah.
Um so okay, you got recruited as a shortstop.
Yeah,
And usually when that happens, like a lot of kids don't stay at
like
shortstop.
yeah.
So was there anybody ahead of you at the time?
Um,
Like freshman year, were you going in there just
it
didn't know
was
what to
a
expect?
it was a guy from West Virginia that had been the shortstop there for 3 years, and he had got drafted the year I came
Okay.
in. So it was open,
Yeah.
but of course, guys didn't know how a freshman would come in and play, and that was the
Hmm.
main thing with my recruiting process. Was like, I'm a shortstop. I want to play shortstop at the next
Right.
level because a lot of times they try to move you to the outfield or something
Yeah.
like that. So that was a main thing that like I wanted to tell people that like, hey, if you
No.
recruit me, I'm playing shortstop when I
Right.
get there. So
I
everything
demand that. No.
everything worked out to where that shortstop had got drafted and it was wide open. And I remember we went early for summer, like called summer bridge.
Hmm.
And I remember the older guys being there and they was like, yeah, it was this other older guy. He was a senior. He was like, yeah, I think he's gonna play shortstop this year just because they didn't know me and stuff like that. But in my mind, I'm sitting there like, your shortstop is right here. But
Hey.
just respectfully, humbly, like I didn't say anything, but I was like, I knew I was gonna come in and play short. And
Right.
the coach that told me that. Like they was like, you're our guy, like when you
Yeah.
come in, like basically it's gonna be you. So I
So did
just
you start? You started
yeah, I
freshman
started
year?
freshman year. Ever
Was
since I
that?
stepped on the campus, I started.
And how did you do? How do you feel like overall?
Um
Defensively,
Defensively,
good.
really good, I would say. I would say over my whole college career, definitely hit some struggles for sure early,
Yeah.
but definitely overcame it. And
Yeah.
I just feel like looking at it, like when my last year, I look back on it, I'm like, I've affected so many people. Like I
Yeah.
feel like at the university, and people have been so good to me. It's just like, how can I not look back on it and be like, this is a great
Awesome.
decision that I made. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I had probably the most fun I ever had on the baseball field, even when there was times where I was struggling, the worst I've
Right.
ever struggled. But
Right.
like it was so fun that it was just like you think about it, but you don't really think about it. And I feel
Mm-hmm.
like that's what's number one in baseball. You gotta have fun. So
For
like
sure.
looking back on it, I'm like, man, I went to West Virginia and never would have thought, and I loved it. Like
Mm-hmm.
it was probably the best decision I probably ever made. Cause like the coaches were amazing. Like when
Mm-hmm.
I had my times of being down and struggling, like they never gave up on me. Like my
That's
teammates,
crazy though.
yeah, teammates were great. Like, and that's you don't hear that
Yeah.
a lot, especially at a Power Five
Yeah.
Division One like that. You
Yeah.
don't hear that a lot. So like when I look back on it, I'm just very blessed and thankful that I went to that university.
Yeah. And I think what you touched on too with coaches, because like when I played, like it felt just a lot of tension, man.
Yeah,
Seriously, like
yeah,
where I felt like I couldn't play
yeah.
how I
Want to
could play.
play?
Yeah,
Yeah,
how I wanted to play. Like I was scared to mess up,
right.
scared to do all these things.
Yeah.
So you really didn't go through
Nah,
feeling none of
not
that.
at all. Like I said, when I got there, they told me I was the guy, and even when I was going through my lows, they were like, "You're still the guy." Like
That's wild.
it
That's good.
was amazing. Like
Yeah.
that whole coaching staff was amazing. And it switched throughout my years, but like for the main reason, I mean the main part of my tenure there,
Mm-hmm.
it was good.
That's what's
So
up. All right, so that's big, and I just think for kids like listening to this or parents listening to this, just the whole recruiting side of it
yeah,
is having those dreams
yeah,
of going to these big places, but knowing that if you can go to a college and feel comfortable, they love
right,
on you,
yeah.
like that's
You gotta go
probably
where
the
you fit.
biggest thing
Yeah,
I would say.
yeah.
Like not just going to somewhere like, oh yeah, I'm going to Vanderbilt, and it's like,
You
good luck.
probably
You probably gonna sit for a little
yeah,
bit,
and then
you know,
transfer.
yeah,
Yeah,
and be
you gotta go
miserable.
where you're wanted.
Yeah,
And it was crazy because in the touching back on the recruiting process, the West Virginia coach called me every day.
really,
He would call me every day,
yeah, and that's
like
how
every
you.
day.
If you didn't, you'd probably be like,
Yeah. So I was like, oh, they really want me.
yeah,
And it was just like,
that's huge
wow.
because that
So
doesn't happen either.
yeah, very rare.
All right, we can go way into the recruiting side of things with as far as the transfer portal now and stuff like that,
Yeah.
but maybe that's for another time. But I just want to talk about like your injury too,
Hmm.
because you were on the slopes. Hey, you were
Yeah.
being a kid, man. I
Yeah.
mean, having
Just learn
fun.
from it. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
So
what year did you have an injury?
it was 2021.
What were you, junior?
Yeah, I was going into my junior year. It's Martin Luther King Day. And it was snowing outside, and
Just being a
I
kid.
was the main one who was like texting some of my teammates like, yo, like let's go sledding tonight. They were like, all right, like I'm with it. So
Yeah.
we went, and like we went to Target first to get some sleds, and then we was kind of just like on this little slope by our apartment, which is
Uh-huh.
like a baby slope. Was
Yeah.
doing that, and then one of my teammates, he got like a big truck, so we all just got in the back and rode over to the football stadium, and it's like
A deep hill.
it's called Law Hill, and it's a hill we run like in our Big 12, so like it's
Oh,
a
yeah.
challenging hill. So went over there, and
Hooked.
yeah, basically the first 5 minutes it was fun. Like everybody's going down, everybody was smooth, and
Then y'all
then
starting to do some reckless. I would get the hang of this. Let me start getting a little
yeah,
crazy. out here.
yeah, you know how it go. We got on there that one time, and I was on the front, and my teammate was like behind me, so we was doing like two to the sled kind of. So my feet were off.
Mm-hmm.
Went down, started veering off left a little bit. Then I guess since we had went down so much, like the snow kind of went down, so like it
Mm-hmm.
was a ledge to a parking lot, and the parking lot ledge was kind of like up. My right foot hit that ledge, and we flipped off. Flipped in the parking lot. Man, I thought my leg was broke. Like I thought it
With your
was.
foot. It was your foot, right?
It was my foot, but when I
Yeah.
literally did it, like, and I looked up, I was like, my leg is broke. Like it's done. And I
Jeez.
looked down, and my leg was still intact. I was like,
But your foot was like.
yeah. I got up, and I was like, oh, I can't walk. And then I knew.
But you
something
did
was
have to walk
upset.
up that mountain.
Yeah, I had to walk up, which is crazy. After I like got hurt and walked up, it was fine. But once I
Yeah.
stopped,
Yeah.
that's when it was over. And I called my dad that night, and I was like, Dad, I messed up. He's like, what you do?
Yeah.
And I was like, I went sledding and I hurt myself. He's like, he wasn't too
Yeah.
happy. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
He wasn't too happy.
But the thing is with you too is because we got to know each other like pretty good throughout the couple years, and like you're not the one to do stuff like that though.
Yeah,
Like
not
you're
for real.
not
I
like
stay in
I
the
just want you
house.
to talk about how because you're very disciplined,
Yeah,
especially at a young age. Like you didn't party,
yeah,
you didn't go out there and drink and do all this crazy stuff.
yeah,
So has that always been how you were?
yeah. I say for
Really?
the most part, since I was a little kid, like I always been kind of introvert, I guess you could say. My brother's an extrovert, but like me, I just kind of
Is it because you thought you had a goal and you had a plan? Like
yeah.
that's
Since
what
I was
you
young, I was like, I got to make it to the league,
yeah
like, and I followed that all throughout. Like I even thought like having a girlfriend be bad.
yeah
So like now that I have a girlfriend that I started dating her in my junior year, it was just like this is weird.
yeah.
But it's just like I was like no distractions, like
You were
nothing.
locked, bro,
Yeah,
and
nothing at
that's
all.
hard
Just get in the
to.
way.
But did you like chill with a lot of people too?
I mean, other than my homeboys, Michael and Mike,
Yeah,
not for real. Like it was just us, and we was all on the same
that's
page
probably a
of
good thing
just
though.
like trying to make it to the league. So like we was always in the cage. Like we go 1 o'clock at night, always in the
Mm-hmm.
cage. If not, we at each other's house playing
Games, just chilling.
games. Yeah, or my homeboys that I play AAU with, Justin Nason, Jonathan Walden and stuff. Like I'd be with them, and if not, we outside in the
Yeah,
neighborhood playing baseball.
yeah.
So like that.
You
Other
don't
than that,
hear
that's it.
that's crazy because you don't hear
Yeah,
that stuff, man. Especially nowadays. So you were out for
the whole year.
the whole year,
Yeah, thought I'd be able to come back
bro.
the end of the Big 12 or the beginning of Big 12 tournament, but
Were you tripping? Kind
about
of.
that,
Like just
yeah,
not playing and just not knowing because
yeah,
junior year,
that was yeah
that's your year to get drafted.
drafted. Yeah,
It's a big year,
it was
but
definitely a year I could look back on and was like that was my year. I struggled, like my grades kind of slipped a little bit, like just a whole bunch of things, and I
mentally it was
just
just.
yeah I had to sit back and watch, and that was just crazy. Like it was just like
But sitting back
bad.
watching, I remember you
It
telling
was helpful
me,
though.
no, you learned a lot.
Yeah, I did. And my coach also will always come up and be like you sitting back watching, but still being there every day and being a leader is like big. And I was
Hmm.
just like, but I don't really know that in the situation. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Like in the situation, I'm just like,
It sucks.
like, it sucks because I can't play and I'm
Yeah.
on crutches, literally watching my team. And we didn't have a good year that year.
Really
Yeah, we had a lot of things going that year that was just like, because that was a year after COVID, so things were still kind of weird.
weird. Yeah.
And it was just like we wasn't having a good year, and I got hurt literally 2 weeks before the season, 2 or 3 weeks before the season.
You were pissed.
Coach was pissed, and I was pissed. We were cooked.
That's a tough situation though, man, because that's been your dream and your goal your whole life, and then
Yeah,
something like that is like probably mentally for me, I'd be like, ain't no way this is how it's supposed to end,
yeah,
because like
yeah,
it's your foot, like it's not your
yeah,
finger, like it's a
yeah.
big deal.
Something serious.
Yeah,
And that was the first time I ever had surgery.
really.
Yeah, I had to get 2 screws in there.
Oh, I seen the scar.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah.
Foot
All
looked
right,
bad.
so you came back for your senior year,
Hmm.
then you had a fifth year, right?
Yeah,
Was that because of COVID or?
yeah. So
Okay.
I played my freshman year. My sophomore year, we only played 16 games. COVID hit, so we got that year back. That next year, I got injured, so it's red shirt year.
Hmm.
So then I played the next year, and then one more year. So I played 3 1/4, I guess
Yeah.
you could say, years. But I stayed 5 years.
I love it. All right, so we could go like crazy into the college part of it, but I do want to ask something about just as far as the coaching aspect of it. Did they
Mhm.
did they teach you a ton as far as hitting, like fielding? Like what was the biggest transition I feel like just from high school to college, and I know it's a big one,
Yeah,
but as far as the teaching part of it and kind of figuring out who Tevin is,
yeah,
like how did you like what kind of player Tevin is instead of some people that they're younger, smaller, and
right.
they're just trying to hit bombs. Like, did they even talk to y'all about like, hey, this launch angle or this, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
As
I
far
mean,
as hitting, kind of
we
just let
wasn't
you
really
go?
big. Yeah, we wasn't really big into like the launch angle and all that. Our coach was kind of flexible of just like he was trying to create us into being like able to
Scrappy
learn
team, kind of.
ourselves. Nah, being able to learn ourselves and know like what routines we need,
Yeah,
what we need to do. Like he was kind of more lenient on that end, you know.
just kind of
But
do what you feel.
yeah, it was kind of kind of like, what do you need? What you talking about? Like, and I didn't learn that to my last year, but it was kind of like he would help you out, especially early with the freshmen. He would help us out, and like we do the same drills and stuff like that. But it's like not everybody might not need the same drills, you know.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like you kind of had to learn yourself as you go. But with our head coach, he kind of played more like that scrappy, like we're gonna steal a lot of bases, we're gonna bunt, we're gonna hit and run, like basically we're gonna play like the small ball game to win because
do anything you can to win.
Yeah, because in the conference we was in, like you got Texas, they hitting bombs, Oklahoma State hitting bombs. Like you got teams that like you have to find a different way to win because we're not getting those same cats that come in and just hit 40 bombs. Like we're getting scrappy kids that
fast.
Yeah, you got to find a way. So that was kind of like our identity, and our coach he embraced that a lot, and he would help us. Like we have early work and go out there and hit and do different drills and stuff like that. So it was just kind of learn on your own. And it was tough my freshman year because we had a majority older group. So I was really the only freshman that came in and played, other than, position guy that really played every day that was young. Other than that, it was all majority older cats. Yeah. Because we had 8 guys get drafted that year. So
I can see like they've already been there for a little bit, so you just kind of
they're established,
you're trying to act like you know what you're doing a little bit. Yeah. I mean,
so
that's crazy because I went to JUCO and I just remember that coach, and everybody's different, but that coach specifically wanted these guys to hit the same, same stance, everything the same.
Yeah.
And it's like, I feel like if the kid's not struggling, then just don't mess with them, And if they are, like some people can handle more information than others.
Right, yeah.
But for me personally, I don't like when somebody's like, it's got to be.
Yeah, I feel
like you got recruited for a reason.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I feel like that is a problem that happens is like coaches overcoach, and I think some of it is like coaches are because a lot of coaches are really good dudes and they just want to see you succeed, but it's like sometimes it could be too much.
Yeah,
like if he hasn't, like you said, if he hasn't struggled, like let him go. Like until he starts struggling, then you can kind of chime in, but like. Sometimes be like, hey, do this, do that. And then it causes the kid to struggle when he shouldn't probably be struggling. So I can definitely see what you're talking about with
You're over there thinking about 55 million different things.
Trying to hit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's tough.
I want to talk about going to like signing with the Rockies. And how was that process? And you don't have to go crazy on it, but
yeah. It was definitely stressful, I guess, to say, but it was fun at the same time. So when we played my senior year, we played Oklahoma State, and our best player, JJ, he got hurt that weekend. So I had got moved up to leadoff.
That boy nice.
That he's tough. He'll be in the league in a couple of years. In a year, actually.
Really?
So
he's with the
Cardinals.
Oh, Cardinals, that's right.
So I got moved up to leadoff and like had a crazy weekend. Like I think the first game he played, I went like 0-4. Second game was when Saturday I moved up to leadoff. I went like 3 for 3. And then Sunday I went like 4 for 5. Just crazy weekend. And same as how I was saying earlier when I was getting recruited in high school of how I had the opportunity to like people come see me and help my teammates out. I was kind of the person that was like a teammate that got helped out. So it was people that was scouts that was there that are like higher up in the organization that actually make decisions. So had a good weekend, had a good next midweek game, and then when the draft come, fast forward to the draft, and was hearing from teams and stuff like that, and the Rockets were the most interested. So when I was talking to my agent, he was like, he had texted a guy and was like, are y'all taking any more middle infielders? I think in like the 15th round or something like that, and they're like, nah, we're not taking any more. So it was like, okay. So that night, that night I was just like at my girlfriend's house, and I was just like, I don't know what the future holds. Like, I don't know if I gotta go play indie ball. Like, I don't know if there's an opportunity. Like, I just don't know.
Yeah.
So next morning I get up, I call my head coach from West Virginia, and I'm just telling him and everything that was going on, and he was like, all right, like, hold on, let me like make a call. So
they been there for you day one.
Yeah. So he makes a call, and he calls one of the head guys that seen me that weekend. It turns out he played against him when he played, because my coach played at Clemson. He played against him like back in the day, and they're good friends. So he made a call to the guy, and the guy called me. He was like, hey, this is da-da-da with the Colorado Rockies. Like, he's like, I heard about the situation, all that. He was like, I seen you play Oklahoma State. He's like, I'm gonna give you a chance. Don't worry about it. Like, he's like, I got you.
You're like, all right,
Let me just shuffle some things around. Like, I got you. Like, I seen you. You deserve a chance. I was like,
say less.
yeah. I was like, wow. So then, talking to him, he was like, if anybody else call you, call me first before you make a decision. So I was like, he kind of turned to my agent like in one right there, and I was like, wow. So then he called me back and was just like, hey, like you're flying out to Arizona like that next weekend or the weekend. I think it was somewhere in the middle of the week. And then I just kind of like, just like, wow. Like I ain't even cry.
It happened fast.
Yeah, it happened fast, but I ain't even cry. Like we was there, and my girlfriend, she was over there crying. I'm like,
really?
I ain't
you
even
were like,
cry.
I been knew I was gonna be here.
Yeah, like it's something I always wanted. So then after that, I called my parents, called some of my closest friends. I was like, I'm ready to be a Rocky. So it was kind of surreal, honestly. But
that's good though, man.
Yeah, it worked out.
I was picked up as a free agent too, and I had no idea what. You just go and
you don't know
you're
what
in
you're
the
really
moment,
getting
and it's like you don't really know how to act, kind of. But
it's like you're just there.
Yeah. So what was the biggest, I guess, transition from college to pro ball? You feel like?
I would say just doing it every day, like the mental grind. I guess you could say like baseball is a big mental sport, but like
not talked about enough.
Not at all.
Yeah.
But I would just say like actually getting there and then seeing like the big league team workout, AAA, and it's like you just see these guys being so consistently smooth and just doing consistent things. It's like, dang, like you have to become very consistent. Like you got to really know yourself to become consistent and do this every single day. So it's like just kind of watching them and then seeing all that. It was like, wow, like. This is different.
Yeah.
This is way different than college. Because now you're playing against all the top guys from college.
And grown men, too.
Yeah, grown men. So, like, it ain't no little boy baseball. Yeah. Like, people that probably know a lot more about the game than you. So, it's just like, I just try to go out there and kind of really watch and learn. But it's that jump from college to pro is different. Like, you're in a different
You're kind of on your own a little bit.
Yeah.
And the main thing that I took away, like my first time, like going to spring training, like we got taught how to play catch.
Right.
Like when you say like hit them in the chest, it's like nah.
These people,
hit them in the chest.
Yeah.
Nobody's hitting the fence. Like we're going 180 feet out, like still dots to the chest. And I saw people getting very frustrated if they didn't hit them in the chest, and I'm like, I'm over here like. But it was just every time like those guys were dead serious about playing catch the right way, like every little thing. It wasn't taking a ground ball off, it wasn't taking a swing off. And I just feel like younger kids, we go tell them to go hit at home or go throw at home, and they do it, and I feel like they just kind of go through it like, hey, I did it, instead of going out there for 5 minutes really and actually focusing on what you're doing.
That's something that I look back now on of actually completing my first year. Now I look back in college, like we used to have a round where like we go live and like he'd be like, make the play, like make every play. Like our info coach used to tell us make every play. And I was kind of same way, just like, of course I want to make every play, but it's like, oh, if I get there and stop it, it's like, but like that's something I look back on now after playing my first year of like, I wish I would have really took that serious to be like, make every single play. Like as soon as that ball's hit your way, make the play. Because, like, that's what professionals do. They make every single play. So, it's like...
They mess up, but their intentions
is good.
Is dead serious about making the play.
So, it's like, my intentions was, like, to make every play, but, like, if I didn't make it, like, oh, well. Like, it wasn't, I feel like what I needed it to be. So, now, like, look back on, I'm like, I wish I would have took that just a little bit more serious. And I'm a guy that takes most things serious. But it's like, I wish I could have took that a little bit more serious. So,
but I see you even... I mean, we've been working a little bit now, but like even you throwing the ball off the wall, like everyone you're dead serious, and if you miss one, you bobble one, you're pissed.
Yeah, because it matters. It's like every ball matters.
Yeah, we went to the field and it was muddy as I don't know what, but I was working with you and it was like I was trying to hit little short hops.
Yeah,
and I remember like it would get stuck or something.
Yeah,
and then I remember you saying, all right, if I miss any more, I'm running to the pole every single time. And you did.
Yeah.
So I just think that it's doing that stuff when people aren't really watching,
Mm-hmm.
you're not on a big field, or you're not in a game.
Right.
It's like you're doing that stuff, nobody's watching,
Yeah. That's
you
when you
know.
get better.
So
Like
in
when
the game
nobody's
time, it's
watching.
like you don't have to like, all right, let me lock in. It's like
Right.
you've been
It's
doing
just
it.
natural. Yeah. It's just natural.
I think that's the biggest difference too when I played as well. Just I was seeing other people's routine, and I was like over here trying to do what other people were doing. I'm like,
Yeah.
this is not
Not
even
what you need.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's not even me,
Yeah.
and that's probably something that you're still kind of figuring out, maybe. But I think that you've kind of got a good grasp on it.
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, it's still sometimes I'm like, maybe that drill looks,
Yeah,
maybe I could do that. But like,
just some switching things
yeah,
up a
just
little
something to
bit.
switch it up
Yeah,
because it's so much like the season's so long, like you have to
hmm
switch it up.
you
But for
get
the most part, like I have my basically a whole routine of a day, like of kind of what I go do. So I kind of figure it out, but you
yeah,
tinker it as as you go.
yeah. And I just want to go into it real quick about because you are very particular and you stick to a routine and you
Yeah.
don't like getting out of it. But how big of not an adjustment, but you go through the baseball stuff,
Hmm.
but like how big of it was nutrition?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying you eat as clean as possible.
Right.
I mean, you try to,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
but we're human. I mean, you might want a piece of cake.
Yeah. For sure. Some
But
ice
as
cream.
far as not only that, like going to take yoga,
Yeah.
going to do now you're gonna start Pilates.
Right.
Like why is that so big for you?
I feel like for me, just because,
It just separates you
yeah,
and
like as you
just
get older, like your body starts to break down more. So like if you could take care of those things, like that's what keeps the professionals at that
hmm
level. Like look at LeBron, like he
hmm
spends so much money on his body every year. So
yeah.
like that's something that like I learned watching the game. I was like, some of these guys don't even move the same as me, but they move more fluent than me because
hmm
they are more controlled with their body. So it's like if I can learn how to be controlling with my body or control my movements, and that
Yeah.
comes from eating right, doing Pilates, doing yoga, then like I'll last longer.
Right.
So like
Right.
it kind of takes out kind of false steps and just longevity of just being healthy.
hmm
So
I think
I
mentally
think that's
too.
something that helps a lot.
Yeah.
And mentally, yeah, like you said, mentally, like it just makes you feel better. Like
Yeah.
if I go do Pilates, like it just mentally after I'm like, I just got better.
I needed that.
Yeah, like I got
Yeah.
better in a different area than like touching the baseball.
Yeah.
But it helps me
Yeah.
when I come back to that. So
I just think it's all like it's a big puzzle
yeah, it's
and
all
like
connected to me.
yeah, like you have to have more pieces, man, to the
Yeah,
puzzle.
you have to.
And the guys that are I've seen that they're not these big old guys, they're
Yeah,
smaller, so they're trying to get one up on this guy
somebody
because
else. Yeah,
he's got this on me. There's just so much that goes into it that so many people don't see.
don't see it all.
Yeah.
That don't see it all. And it, like you said, it's, to me, just like that, it's all one big puzzle within that
hmm
connects to one main thing. Like it's not, yeah, you go out here and hit the ball on the tee 10 times, okay, but like,
Take a few ground balls,
yeah,
and they
but
feel like,
you
all right,
feel
I'm
like you
good.
good. Nah, it's more to it because yoga and Pilates and all that stuff that challenges your mental too. How we talk about it's a mental game, like that challenges your mental. Like that
It's
stuff
something
ain't
that
easy,
you no, it ain't easy. It's something that you don't want to do.
don't at all.
So,
And it's something that like your body hurting, and you just like.
hmm
But like you said, it challenges your mental. So like
yeah,
it makes you better in so many different ways without you realizing that you're getting better.
yeah,
So
that's big. Um, I was gonna talk to you about just like your relationship with like your parents. Did they push you a
mm,
ton when you were younger, as far as like you need to do this, you need to do that?
yeah,
Um, did they think that you? Because like my dad, he was on me.
right,
Like he didn't force me like, hey, you're gonna play baseball, or you're gonna
yeah,
play
yeah.
basketball or football. It was like I wanted to do it, but he was like, if we're gonna do it,
You gonna do
we're
it?
gonna do
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
And for me personally, it was good and bad.
right,
Like as a kid, you don't really see why he's doing that
yeah, yeah,
until later on. You're like, I needed that so much.
right,
So I do feel like that with kids, they get so annoyed with their parents, but at
yeah,
the end of the day, they love you. Like they're
yeah,
trying to get
yeah,
the most out of you.
right,
They see that you could have made that play, you could have thrown more strikes, you could have
yeah,
swung that bat. And at the end of the day, though, it's a little much, I think.
mm-hmm.
It's a balance between the two, and it's trying to find it, I
Right,
guess,
yeah.
without the kid literally hating
Hating
you.
that parent, yeah, yeah.
So I want you to did you grow up like were they kind of on you, or
Not really.
Kind of a
Like it
balance?
was really when I was younger. I mean,
You played multiple sports.
yeah, I played multiple
Yeah.
sports, and I had an older brother, so like I guess in a sense, like I kind of learned from him, like
Give him
what
some
to do.
credit, man. Give him
I
some
learned
credit,
from him
dog.
what to do and what not to do. But he
Okay.
paved the way for me for sure. Cause like I would always go to his games and watch him and stuff. And like our parents aren't people that really like get on us too much. Like it was more so they get on us like if we did something outside of school. You know what I'm saying? I mean outside of sports, like get in trouble in school or something like that. You know, you getting in trouble for sure. But like growing up, like playing sports, it was never really.
It was just something that
really,
you did, kind of.
Yeah, it was never. They never really got on us. Like my mom, she was the one that like, she'd come to the dugouts when we was 8U, and like if we ain't playing good, she the one yelling at the dugout like, "Y'all need to wake up! Like wake up!
You don't need the
here."
coach.
Yeah, like she's over there, and I'm just like, Mom, like chill, like chill.
Not
but
right now, Mom. In the car.
Yeah, but other than that, like. Nah, our parents didn't really get on us for real. Like my dad, he's more of the laid back, observant. That's where I get it from. Like he put me in a situation. So like growing up, I go out to the Virginia Commonwealth baseball games, like basically in the country, like good talent baseball games on weekends. He just put me there. I'll be bad boy. He just put me there and watch. Like just sit and watch. Take what you take, good and bad. So it was like he didn't really say much to me. He just put me in situations.
He put
me
you
to
in an
learn.
environment.
Yeah, you know, put me in an environment to learn. And then my mom, she was just kind of like, she would critique us a little bit, but not really. So like neither one of them really was like on us like you need to do this, you need to do that. Nah, like we both were good kids. We both knew what we wanted to do. So it was like you didn't really need to really push us, honestly.
You're already there, kind of.
Yeah, and I didn't really stay at home. Like I was always at my friend's house.
Right.
We playing baseball, something like that. So like, it was never really a time I feel like where my parents had to like really be like, you need to do this, you need to do that. Like
basically being lazy.
Yeah, it was.
You were never.
It was never that.
Okay.
Like it was never that. So like, for the most part, like I said, like they was more lenient and they just put me in those environments to learn and just watch.
That's big though too. Like some of these kids say, "Oh, I can go D1." Go watch.
Yeah.
Like seriously, like go watch, go see. And I feel like kids don't do that enough. Like VCU's right here.
Yeah.
JMU, Richmond.
Yeah.
And
a ton of schools getting better. William and Mary.
Yep. Just go watch them and just
watch it.
Yeah.
Because you can learn.
I just feel like, you can learn
a ton.
A ton. It's better than just clicking on a game on the TV anyway.
Yeah.
But that's what we talked about before too, about do these kids really want to do it?
Yeah.
You know, it's
which I feel like it's changing, man. Like
it is.
It's getting
I think
so
they like
tough
the
out
idea.
here. Yeah.
They like the idea about baseball.
Right.
But they don't like the idea and the whole work that goes into it.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna wrap it up. Any advice, I guess, that you would give to maybe a kid that's younger playing ball, a kid maybe possibly getting recruited right now? Probably go on that, maybe like the recruiting part of it. Like, what would you, I guess, give advice to as far as the recruitment part, or just a younger kid in general? Like, what would you want to? What would you? I know you said a few things, but what would you want to, I guess, change or maybe do more of when you were a kid?
I would just say the main thing that I try to tell kids now is just have fun. Like, have fun with the game. Like, have fun, enjoy it, work hard at it. Like, because it's a game at the end of the day. Like, don't overthink it, nothing like that. Like, just go out there, just have fun and play your game. Something that I wish I would have did when I was younger. Now it's probably like
more protein.
Probably eat more, eat more and kind of lift more, which I think kids are doing a good job of that now. But just kind of like training your mental in a way of just like, I don't know, practicing meditation, going to do a yoga right now, or getting into Pilates, like just something that helps your mental get better. You know, reading books, like just doing stuff that like we was talking about that, or reading the Bible, doing stuff that will help a kid out that you don't necessarily have to go pick up a baseball. So
no, that's big. And
I would just say, especially if you're getting recruited, like just let these coaches know that you're interested. Like let them know. Like when I used to play, I used to email coaches. We play North Carolina. I'm emailing Clemson staff. I'm emailing North Carolina staff. Emailing NC State staff saying, hey, this is my name, this is who I am,
Mhm.
position, this is my video. Like,
Yeah.
we play this and the third. Like, I'm interested in your program. Like, you have to express interest in these colleges as much as they
If you
express it
don't,
in you.
yeah, if they
If they
don't,
don't,
then
then
they don't know you.
yeah, you're cooked. You're cooked. So, especially now when it's like getting way harder to get to college. So, like,
Yeah.
you have to kind of go extra and beyond to really get in there. So, just like express interest, and then the recruiting process is fun. Like, enjoy it. Like, you get to go on different colleges visits. Like, you get to see different colleges. Like,
Mhm.
you get to see, you know, what those colleges are made of and which one fit for you. So I would just say, and
Yeah.
take all your visits, take all of them that you can
Do
before
you
making a
like
decision.
would you recommend more camps than not, like, because I know showcase ball is a big thing,
Yeah.
but camps are, I feel like, a little bit more personal.
Yeah. I feel
So
like it just depends kind of what AAU team you're with.
it's a big one.
I feel like if you're with a good AAU team that you kind of play on colleges every weekend, I wouldn't really say you have to go to camps,
You got to
but
be on a good team though too.
yeah, you have to be on a good team. But it definitely wouldn't hurt to go to camps, but I know camps can be expensive and stuff like that. So, like,
Yeah.
it's kind of a thing. It's kind of like you just kind of got to weigh your options. A camp is a good way to get seen by the colleges, like, right there.
Mhm.
So it just kind of depends. Like, if you play on a good team, I would say,
You
like,
should get some exposure.
yeah. So
But
I
some of those
wouldn't.
kids that are, um, I guess, loyal, like almost too loyal, where they're on a good team,
Yeah.
they grew
Don't
up
do
with these
nothing.
kids,
Yeah.
you know, but they need to take their talent probably somewhere else where
Yeah.
to play on a better
Play a
team.
bit. Yeah.
But that's a hard decision too.
Yeah. And that could be something that, like, if you not playing on such a good team, or you could play on a better team, probably that would be a case where I'd be like, you probably can go to some camps because you need to get in front of those eyes. Like, you need to get in
Mhm.
front of those people's eyes.
As
'Cause,
much
like,
as you can,
yeah, because you
especially
probably have the
nowadays.
talent, but you just not getting them eyes on you.
The last thing I wanted to say is there's a lot of kids think that they have time.
Yeah.
As far as, like, I remember when I was a kid being in 8th grade, 9th grade, and it's like, oh, it'll come. And it's just like, we don't really have that much time. And I remember having 2 kids come in here, and they were pretty athletic, pretty talented.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember talking to them, and I'm like, man, you guys are doing well. Like, you made your high school teams, you're on a good travel ball team, but we're not doing enough, just like we talked about.
Yeah.
And they're just like, what do you mean? I'm like, bro, you're skinny as I don't know what. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need to eat. And he's like, man, I eat a ton. I'm like, okay, what'd you eat today? And he goes to, I had a banana for breakfast. I had a chicken breast for, he's trying to tell me what I want to hear maybe. And I'm like, okay, well, do you think that your mom would, you know, wake up at, 30 minutes earlier and maybe make you some eggs? And I was like, probably. I was like, the crazy thing is
He
that
can do that himself.
I know he should be doing that himself if he actually is serious about it.
Yeah.
But I'm just trying to give him, like, just a little guidance and leeway on maybe my mom would. I was like, the problem that you guys don't understand is that you actually don't think that other kids are doing this. And I really truly believe that. And they started laughing. And I was like, bro, why are you laughing? He's like, because it's 100% true. He's like, I really don't think the kids are waking up before school and doing this after school, or like right before they go to bed.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's a lot, but it's a full-time thing.
Yeah.
And I just don't think, I feel like some kids just wait till it's too late. Maybe their senior year, they're like, oh my gosh, I got to get my stuff together.
Mm-hmm.
And it is too late sometimes.
Yeah, it is.
Like
you said, I mean, you don't really have time. Like I said, with now everything kind of trickling down where opportunities getting slimmer, you don't have time to be playing like that. Like, actually going up now and playing through college, now playing professional, and I'm looking at some of these guys like, these guys are different. Like, I thought I was doing it good, but like, what were you doing when you were younger? So it's like, it's always guys out there getting better than you or trying to get better than you. Like, it's guys doing stuff that you don't want to do. Yep. Like, if you don't want to get up and cook breakfast, it's a kid that already cooked breakfast, probably worked out. Now he has school, and he probably got another workout after school. So, like, it's kids.
And you ain't got to post it.
Yeah, you ain't got to post it at all.
And that's one thing that you're big on, too, is, like, you don't need to post what you're doing 24/7.
Not at all.
Because actually, you're trying to get one up on somebody, and if you're really being serious about it, why post it?
Yeah, that's what I'm
saying. You ain't got time to
That's what I had to tell you when I first met you.
Yeah. That's good. We got a video to come out soon. But. All right, bro. Hey, I appreciate you coming on. I love you, dog.
Appreciate you, bro. I love you, too.
One love.
One love.